Over the years, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding the idea of speed cubing being referred to as a sport. Well, in this video, I will try to put all that controversy to rest. First of all, we have to ask ourselves, what is a sport? An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or a team competes against another or others for entertainment. Well, how does this relate to cubing? Well, in many ways. First of all, it is an activity. Second of all, it is a skill, and skills take time to develop and as well as a lot of effort. Just like your favorite sports. So what makes cubing feel even more like a sport? Well, the answer is the competitions. The competitions that are hosted for cubing feel very much like a sports competition that you would see in the Olympics, for example. First of all, the viewer gets to get entertained, and second of all, the sports gets to get its time to shine in the light, and the competitions get to be held. And the fun thing about speed cubing is, there's more than one way to compete in it. For example, in 3x3, we get one-handed, we get two-handed, we have blindfold solving, and back then, there used to be feet. And 3x3 is not the only cube out there, in case you haven't known. There are 4x4s, 5x5s, and it goes on and on and on. And there are even different kinds of shape mods. And those are very fun to see and watch, and even play with. So that will make competitions very exciting to see, because there's so many varieties of puzzles that will excite us, and it takes a lot of skill and effort to master them and solve them as fast as you can, which makes me feel even more keen to regard speed cubing as a sport. Now, here's where the debating gets on. Physical exertion. I've heard people complain about how speed cubing isn't a sport because you don't get tired by doing it. Well, I disagree. If you do an average of 50 or 100 on the cube, well, you're gonna start to feel tired, both mentally and physically. Like many other sports in the world, you do get physical exertion and exhaustion after a long period of time of doing it. But here's where the debate gets on that. Your entire body doesn't get tired, they say. Well, maybe not, but your hands do. It's like shooting, archery. Many other sports don't require a lot of physical exertion in the entire body. Like if you're watching this and you happen to be a cuber, try pick up a cube right now and drill algorithms over and over again for about 30 minutes. You're obviously going to feel exhausted in terms of your hands. Yes, you're going to feel physically tired, and this is called physical exertion in the sports world. And if archery and shooting can be regarded as a sport, speed cubing, which shares a lot of traits with archery and shooting, can be regarded as one too. So with that being put aside, here's another thing that they want to talk about. How cubing is a hobby and not a skill. Any sport can be a hobby. Even swimming, gymnastics, badminton, you name it. It's about how you do it and where you do it. Hobbies don't even need a lot of skill. Like for example, you don't need to be skilled to read novels, for example. And just because something can be turned into a hobby, it doesn't necessarily mean it's that and that only. The biggest reason why cubing isn't seen as a sport is because of its reputation. You see, for years, the Rubik's Cube has been marketed as a toy. Unlike a tennis racket or, say, a bicycle, they're not marketed as toys, but the Rubik's Cube is marketed as a toy, so we all see it as a toy and nothing else. That's like saying an archery set is a toy set. And regarding speed cubing being a sport, there's one more thing I want to talk about: skill. Learning how to play guitar is a skill, singing is a skill, playing chess is a skill, but not everything has to be regarded as a sport, and here's why. First of all, chess. Chess does not involve physical exertion like cubing does. Like, after a long session of debating or chess, you're gonna get mentally tired, but you're not gonna get physically tired. Maybe your mouth will feel a bit dry, but that it doesn't count as physical exertion. Regarding singing and instrumental play, that's placed in another category: visual and performing arts, not sports. And if you still don't believe me, try get in touch with a lot of speed cubers on the web, and you'll find out how their experience was, and whether cubing is a sport or not. Right now, I want to know what you think. I would love to see your opinions on whether cubing is a sport or not. Judging from nearly 10 years of experience, I think it is. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has made your day. Bye bye everyone.